Brandon.
Hey, Nikki.
Are you ready to date Hugo?
I guess. I don't know anything about him.
You know what? Let's find out.
All right. Middle school teacher, high school teacher, writer of scholarly articles on 18th century literature for various esteemed publications. If you're on here to tell me that my son put a cherry bomb in your trash, I know and I'm sorry. On a Friday night, you are most likely to brew some strong tea and paint miniatures. If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? Remembrance of Things Past by Marcel Proust. What are your turn-ons? Muscles. Okay, very straightforward. What did you want to be when you grew up? Movie star. Okay. Favorite movie genre? Documentaries on art history. Okay. Ideal date. Each of us read a different book on opposite sides of the couch in comfortable silence. Okay. What do you never leave home without? My glasses. Actually, I forget them at home a lot. Okay. I spend a lot of time thinking about. I worry that people who are against e-readers are more in love with the idea of books than actually reading them. It's probably true. I feel like I know the least about Hugo, so let's do this.
All right. You can save bookmarks directly to your desktop.
You can.
A little handy trick.
Don't think I won't.
It's called masking tape for a reason.
I never put my keys in my back pocket. Why would I do this?
Can't believe you've done this.
I navigate to Hugo's dad book page and type out a message. Hey, Hugo, great seeing you at the barbecue. Want to hang out sometime? I wait a few moments before the computer dings. I'm so glad you messaged me, and I definitely want to hang out sometimes, but I have a favor to ask. Our class is going on a field trip to the aquarium today, and one of the chaperones called in sick. Is there any possible way you could come by and replace them? Uh-oh. I completely understand if you don't want to or can't make it, but I'm going to be honest with you here. It's the middle school class. I need as much help as I can get. I think about it for a moment, man, that's a lot of screaming kids that I'd be accountable for, and they're in middle school, arguably the worst age to be. Agreed.
Everyone agrees.
Amanda silently trudges through the kitchen and pours herself a bowl of cereal. Morning, Amanda.
Morning, Pops.
Hey, how was middle school for you?
Bad, but nobody likes middle school. It's 3 years of bad acne, crying, and being generally terrible. Everyone sucks, no self-awareness. There's just a bunch of hormonal teenagers locked in a gross old building for 40-plus hours a week doing long division and starting fights over, I don't know, pizza day, top 40s pop. Middle schoolers should be avoided at all costs. What was your middle school experience like?
I didn't like it. I had my first crush in middle school, and I'm still bitter about it. Alexis Stoogs, you hurt me, and I'll never forget.
What'd she do to you?
I stare off into the middle distance, remembering the 24 hours that we dated and the 3 times we held hands between class periods. Then I remember the bitter betrayal, her leaving me for Arnold Birmingham, him making me eat dirt in front of her. I don't want to talk about it.
See? Middle schoolers are reprehensible. Wait, why are you asking me about middle school?
Oh, Mr. Vega requested my help to chaperone his middle school class to the aquarium. Just wanted to know what I was in for.
You get to go to the aquarium? Are you kidding me? The last field trip I got to go on was to the clam chowder factory. They didn't even give us clam chowder. They gave us square pizza at a clam chowder factory.
Nikki, do you want to be upset for a minute?
Okay.
You know what the square pizza reminded me of?
What?
It was a square pizza in like elementary school. But do you know what they served us square pizza with?
What?
Green beans and mashed potatoes.
Why?
And I used to make sandwiches that were pizza.
No, Brandon, no.
That were, I forgot. It was. I mean, I would explain the rest of it, but that's, yeah, you get the point. Anyway, I just wanted that's what that memory triggered for me from elementary school. Square pizza and mashed potatoes.
Ooh. I brought my lunch. I was a Lunchables kid. End of story.
Oh, is that why you won't eat clam chowder anymore?
No, it's because Bobby Wellingham threw up into one of the vats of clam chowder, and I'm the only one who saw it happen.
Ugh.
It haunts me.
Right, let's leave that story firmly in the past.
Anyway, you should just do it. Mr. Vega sounds like he could really use the help. Plus, you get to hang out with cool fish.
Amanda, I get kind of weird about aquariums. The ocean makes me nervous.
What? Are you worried that a whale is gonna pop out of the touch tank and swallow you whole?
Don't you put fear into my heart.
Well, do they have penguins there?
Yes, they have penguins there.
Then it's settled. Penguins outweigh fear of ocean.
I sit back down at the computer and let Hugo know that I'm available. He tells me to meet him at the aquarium and gives me the address. I grab my keys and kiss Amanda on the forehead before I head out.
Gross.
I arrive at the aquarium to find that the school buses have beaten me there. Preteens huddle around their teachers in small groups yelling at each other and goofing off. Every teacher looks like they're at their wits' end. Hugo jogs up to me, looking frazzled.
I'm so glad you're here.
Hugo!
It's been a debacle all morning. We're short-handed and most of the kids won't stop screaming, as I'm sure you know is the case with all middle schoolers.
I lived through Amanda at 12. I'm all too familiar.
Great. Well, it's you and me chaperoning a group of 10 kids. They're over here.
Hugo walks me over to a gaggle of preteens who are all sitting on the ground playing with their phones. They're not kicking each other like some of the other groups, so we're off to a good start.
Can you guys put your phones away?
All of the kids look up for a moment and stare at Hugo. They then go back to texting. At least they're quiet.
Too quiet. These guys are up to something. I can feel it.
There's no way. They're too busy thinking about not getting food stuck in their braces to pull any stunts. It's middle school, after all.
We'll see.
Ooh.
Pretty color.
The classes start filing into the aquarium, and Hugo hands out massive stapled packets on paper to each kid.
These are due at the end of the field trip. Yes, this will be for a grade. No, you can't borrow a pencil.
The kids collectively groan and grab the sheets from Hugo. What's in the packet?
Honestly, it's just busy work so that the teachers can have a moment's reprieve. I think one of the questions asks them to sit quietly for 10 minutes to think about the Great Barrier Reef.
Teacher hacks. I like that. Wait, I thought you were an English teacher. What does the aquarium have to do with books?
We just did a unit on the old man in the sea. Nothing quite like introducing kids to the futile perseverance of the human spirit by making them pet stingrays. It gives us time to check out some of the exhibits as well. Come on, they have a phenomenal selection of tropical fish.
Sounds like we're gonna eat them. While the kids sit on the floor and pretend to do their assignments while they text, Hugo and I wander over to the large tank filled with brightly colored fish. Hugo points to a brown and white fish with long spines.
That right there is a lionfish. Did you know that their stomachs can expand up to 30 times in size?
Whoa.
Their spines are venomous too.
Nature is hardcore.
You think that's bad? Take a look at this one over here.
Hugo points to a spiny, grumpy-looking fish hanging out near the bottom of the tank.
That's a stonefish, the most venomous fish in the world.
And they just, keep it here.
Oh, they're relatively harmless so long as you don't step on them.
What happens if you step on them?
Tissue necrosis.
Cool.
Nature is wild.
Man, Hugo seems to know a lot about fish. I feel the overwhelming need to impress him. Hey, see that fish over there?
That one?
Yeah, that's the... That's the humphead rice.
Yeah?
Did you know that? Political fish trivia. This fish openly supports the legalization of marijuana.
I want that on a bumper sticker.
That's this fish. This fish openly supports the legalization. Legalization.
Legal
That's what I said.
fishation
Oh, the.
of marrow fishwana.
And that's the joke. Finn.
Oh.
That made him horny. That was.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was so progressive.
What a joke. What a joke that did. Times are changing, man.
Wait, are you serious?
Did like a Jamaican accent. Serious? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm playing it for the gag here.
Ha! Good one.
Okay, good. He liked that too. We leave these kids to another room. Sharks, sea turtles, eels, and other marine life swimming around in a massive floor-to-ceiling aquarium. The kids begin trying to take selfies with the sharks. Hugo leaves my side as separate. Two kids are starting a fight over Capri Sun. Walk around the room reading the tiny little blurbs about different fish swimming inside the enclosure. After a while, I look around and see Hugo again. He's gazing up at the aquarium in childlike wonder. The ripples of the water cast blue, moving shadows across his face. For someone surrounded by angry, hormonal preteens, he looks completely peaceful. He looks really cute in this light. I hope he doesn't notice me staring.
Wow.
He's just clicking on that octopus over there. He's like, hey. I walk over to join him.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Oh. Are those two sharks kissing?
No, Tommy. One's eating the other.
Well. We stand, I got distracted by him, sorry. We stand together for a moment admiring the wonders of marine life. We eventually make our way to the touch tank room, which seems to be the only thing the kids are actually interested in. The tank is filled with a variety of horseshoe crabs, sea urchins, stingrays, and small fish. I stand around the edges of the tank and keep a wiry distance from the sea life. Who knows what kind of nefarious plans those horseshoe crabs have for my well-moisturized hands. Hugo rolls up his sleeves and sticks his hand in the water.
Don't you want to pet some rays, Tommy?
Oh, I think I'm good. I think I should just stay over here and admire them from a respectable distance.
Come on, it'll be fun. And informative.
Don't make fun of me, but I'm scared to touch them. I get weird when there's no glass separating us. I don't know what any of those things are, but I get the feeling they will probably bite me in my delicious hands if given the chance.
Nothing in this tank can hurt you. The stingrays have had their barbs removed, the horseshoe crabs only eat little clams, and the anemones are perfectly safe to touch.
Against my better judgment, I approach the tank, slowly dipping my hand in the cold water. I touch a stingray as it glides past me.
See? Not so bad.
It feels like fun, slimy leather.
Things get a lot less scary when you learn more about them, right?
I dive my hand back into the touch tank with a renewed vigor for ocean life. I poke some urchins and feel the hard carapace of the horseshoe crab. My hand brushes against Hugo's as we reach for the same anemone. I pull away, blushing. Hugo smiles at me.
Hey, you're supposed to be touching the fish.
Sorry, I just get a little carried away sometimes.
Wait. That girl over there looks suspicious.
Why's that?
Are backpacks usually that wet? Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Susan! Susan, get back here!
Susan! Hugo runs after a middle schooler and catches her before she can make it to the exit.
Wanna tell me what's in the bag?
Oh, jeez. Textbooks.
Wanna tell me what's really in the bag?
Susan won't budge. I walk over to Hugo and the girl. I think he might need a bad cop. Look, kid. We don't have time for you. That's an easy 5 to 10 in the clink. I had a bud go down for that once. He came out, changed man, said he missed the bars.
You're not my teacher. You can't tell me what to do.
Yes, well, I am. Can you please put the bag down?
Next time we won't say please. Susan glares at Hugo for a moment before dropping her book bag on the floor. It lands with a wet slap. We stare at it for a moment before it starts to move. Hugo leans down and unzips the backpack. A horseshoe crab frantically scuttles out and across the floor. An employee swoops in, scoops it up, and places it back in the tank. She gives us a disapproving look. Jesus, Susan, what was your plan?
I was trying to free him.
To where? Outside? Where he was gonna die?
Susan, go back to your group. We'll discuss this later.
Yeah, and hands where we can see them. Susan sulks off, leaving me alone with Hugo. He gives me a pat on the shoulder.
Middle schoolers have sticky hands. I doubt that's the first time that's happened here.
Or the last. In the next room, we see a variety of smaller tanks. Sea urchins, tiny fish, and a rainbow of beautiful underwater plant life surrounds us.
Look over here.
Hugo points to some seahorses gathered at the bottom of the tank. One of them is in the middle of giving birth.
That's actually the male seahorse. Sort of takes fatherhood to a new level, doesn't it? Hey kids, come check this out. There's a male seahorse giving birth.
A low murmur from the students. They just jump back on their phones.
Fun fact. Male seahorses can even give birth and then get pregnant in the same day.
Man, we thought we had it hard.
I wonder if they had to deal with their kids' awkward teenage years too. All however many thousand of them.
You seem to know a lot about marine life, Hugo. Maybe you're really a fish.
It's not really my specialty, but I do make a point to learn as much as possible whenever I can. I think that learning shouldn't end when you leave school. We should challenge ourselves to find out more about the things we don't understand every day of our lives. Because if you stop learning, I don't think you'll ever be able to grow or change as a person.
Good point. But I still don't trust the ocean.
We'll get there.
We finally make our way over to my favorite part of the tour, the Arctic exhibit. Do we get to see the penguins?
Yes, we get to see the penguins.
Hell yes. All right, let's stop it there, and then we'll pick back up next week
Yeah,
and
we'll
finish
pick it
this
back at the
day.
penguins.
Bye.
Bye.